Carrier.
Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and welcome to this first impressions look at Carrier for the Dreamcast, a game that I have previously watched a full playthrough of. Well, maybe not a full playthrough, because there is actually a second character you can play as after you beat the main game, and I did not watch that part of the playthrough. But I also watched that like 4 or 5 years ago, so I do not remember too much, and I may have fell asleep through some of it. But it is a Dreamcast survival horror that attempted to ape the success of Resident Evil, as many other survival horror games tried to do. But it is at least interesting that it is set on a boat, specifically an aircraft carrier, hence the name. But it also has like a very overly elaborate kind of setup, kind of, lore, for what is basically Resident Evil on a boat with weird alien mutated organisms. But we're going to get in here, and we are going to play some of this. And maybe in the future we'll come back to this for a more comprehensive playthrough, but for now we're just going to play like an hour of the game. And again, I have watched a playthrough, but I have not played this myself, so I don't know how well it actually controls. And we might need to... I like that there's just an on-off tab here. For toggling a thing. Vibration doesn't work, unfortunately. I don't know why. I think this emulator might just not have support for vibration. Just like it doesn't have support for setting the dead zones on your controllers. Oh. Wait, select back. Oh, okay, I had to start for that. I was like, why did none of the buttons actually go back? Alright. Let's get in here. I don't remember exactly.
By the beginning of the 21st century,
well, here we go. I was going to say, I don't remember how much it actually tells you.
Military confrontation. The people of the countries of the South, faced with an energy crisis and a food shortage,
basically
had developed a deep-seated hatred for the North.
Before this, the world has somehow been divided into
groups began to show
Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere.
In response, the countries of the North joined together to create the Northern Hemisphere Treaty Alliance, NTA. The goal of this organization was to stop the Southern terrorists. In 2023, the NTA completed construction of the Heimdal aircraft carrier.
Forgot that's 2023 that it's set in.
And connection to the satellite defense system, the Heimdal is like a steel wall, invulnerable to any sort of air-based attack. The first mission for the Heimdal was to attack the base of the Southern Cross terrorist group. This was
also no mention of it being
during an attack
immune to
only a few
submarine
days,
attack.
The base was completely destroyed, and the Heimdal was able to head back to its home port in North America. However, approximately 2 days of travel from port, the Heimdal fell silent, failing to respond to any communication from NTA. Concerned about the Heimdal, a SPARC investigation team was put together and sent to determine what happened.
And of course, we are the members of a special team with a special, title. We're not stars, we're SPARC. So, something the manual mentions that was not mentioned there is that on the way back from their mission to blow up the terrorist headquarters, they made a stop on some South Pacific island.
Turn heading 300.
And picked up some kind of mysterious organism that was discovered.
2 degrees to the east.
Roger.
Only to then fall silent afterwards.
What is that?
It's nothing. It's just part of my stuff. Who's in the picture?
This? It's my brother.
Oh, yeah. Your brother's on the Heimdal, right? Don't worry. I'm sure he's okay.
Yeah, thanks. Cronenberg's team should already be on the ship.
Yeah, they must have started the investigation already.
I also want to mention that our...
There it is, 10 o'clock. Behind.
Our Jill equivalent here...
Approach carefully. Roger.
...is named Jessifer. Not Jennifer, not Jessica, Jessifer. And she is the other player that you can play as after you beat the main game.
What if they're shooting at us? Get us above the ship
I do have to appreciate that that is a pretty weird-looking helicopter. You know, their attempt to make a future helicopter. It's also a pretty weird-looking carrier, come to think of it. Big arrow shape. Alright, so we've been sent to investigate, but our helicopter was shot down by the very vessel we were here to rescue. Also, settle in, because if you thought that was the only intro cutscene, you're wrong. We still have a bit to go before we hit gameplay.
Why? Why did they shoot us down? Leonard, Lieutenant Manning, am I the only one that made it? Is that...
That very abrupt zoom.
Leonard?
Jack.
Leonard, are you okay? Hang on.
Looks like my leg's no good.
Your leg? Don't move it. I'll take care of it.
This is Colonel Burke. SPARC team, do you copy?
Colonel Burke, Jack.
Jack, you're a bit late. Have you finally landed?
Colonel, the helicopter was attacked.
What? What? So that was the big noise I heard earlier. We weren't attacked when we landed.
It must be the work of Southern Cross.
We don't know about that. For now, we must begin the investigation. And the other members, are they okay?
I don't know where Lieutenant Manning is. She's disappeared. The pilot Leonard is with me now, but he's badly injured.
His leg,
I
it's
see.
no good.
See if you can find a first aid kit and do what you can for Leonard. When you're done, begin your investigation.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what's going on, but it's clear that things are not what they seem. Maybe Leonard is safer on the flight deck.
Yeah, I'll leave him here. I'll check the ship and bring back any first aid supplies I can find.
Now,
I'm counting on you. We'll get back to the investigation.
the voice
on this
acting
end.
is not
Lane
great,
should be checking
but
the
I do
ship
think it's
data
better
in the security
than
room. When you're done,
some of the
catch up
other
with him and see what he's
Resident
discovered.
Evil likes. I mean,
Then
this did come a
continue
little
your
while after,
investigation.
Yes, sir, Colonel. Be careful.
but yeah.
Wait for me, Leonard. I'll get a first aid kit.
Like, some of the dialogue and deliveries are pretty shonky. I think we're gonna see a pretty funny one later on, but they're not like
I'm
deep
sorry.
fear levels of
I'll
bad,
be right back.
as we'll find out when
Hang
we
on,
cover
okay?
deep fear in the near future. Yep. Green Man just climbs up onto the deck. Very daintily. Do you see how he first kind of, like, put that arm over? Like some kind of damsel going, hello! You gonna say anything before you get zombied? Or demigorgoned?
Leonard, what happened? Leonard!
I hope this is not Leonard's blood.
Damn! Why doesn't it move? What? Who the hell are you?
So yeah, clearly not just your typical zombie. And I can't exactly remember if this is like an alien virus or like some kind of ancient primordial virus. But I'm pretty sure it is a virus of some kind. Because, of course, it's always a virus of some kind.
What the hell's going on? Leonard was... By that? Please, work!
This game is TikTok safe because they don't say dead. You know, they skip over it entirely instead of saying unalived.
Leonard, I'm sorry. I wish I could have done something.
Here he comes scooting. It's funny, though, that,
What the hell is going on?
you know, they're very
here?
clearly not typical zombies, but they make a very, very normal zombie noise. Also, For some reason, there's no music at this part, and I wasn't sure if that was a bug until I looked up, a clip of this, and nope, this is actually just no music at this part. So one of the weird things about this game that kind of differentiates it from other Resident Evil-inspired survival horrors is that you can actually target specific body parts. You can see here we're locked onto the head. I think that was the arm. It's hard to tell, though, with the fixed cameras, where you're actually aiming sometime, because the reticle is relative. Like there, I'm trying to hit him in the head. I don't know how to lock on. I think you can lock on if you hit left trigger. Oh, he's still coming. Alright. First creature slain. Well, I guess second creature. The first one was killed in a cutscene. The other thing is you can see that this uses a similar, fully 3D modeled environment with kind of the Code Veronica style camera where it kind of shifts from perspective to perspective rather than simply snapping. Though it does still snap sometimes, just like Code Veronica. Anyway, now that Leonard's dead, and we've lost everybody, and we killed some of the Demogorgon crew, I guess we'll go investigate. Also, I just wanted to point this out. The pistol in this game is the 19 o'clock. Even though it very clearly does not look like a 1911, I feel like if it did look like a 1911, that would be like a clever, no brand name, but for some reason it's just called the 19 o'clock. We don't have a map yet. I'm trying to remember what the... There we go. Inventory. And we have a welder, which is our melee weapon. Though, if you equip it, you can actually see it's not really a melee weapon, it just shoots a burst of lightning. As welders do. I guess it's an electric welder and not a oxidization welder. But because we are considerably faster than a Resident Evil protagonist, it is a lot more practical to use this thing, hit and run tactics to save ammo. Though I don't remember ammo being super limited. Okay, I'm playing this with the D-pad because, like I said, the emulator I'm using does not have support for dead zones, and my stick is way too shonky to use here. Though, playing with the D-pad, not really a big deal, because you might be aware that the Dreamcast only had one analog stick anyway. So, a lot of these games are perfectly playable with the D-pad. Alright, now we got some music. And some spooky lighting. Okay, medical and portside elevator. I guess we'll go to medical, even though we don't need a first aid kit anymore, because Leonard is presumably dead. We didn't actually see him die, which means he might come back later as a squid face. It is locked. A3 lock is written above the key slot. Alright. Also, I hope you like steely corridors, because that is the majority of this game. It all looks like this. At least until it starts to get meaty. Is that ammo? Is that anything on the ground there? Also, we have a quick turn. Probably the most dramatic quick turn I've seen. Huh? Was behind me. Thought I heard something. A1.
Who is it?
It's me, Lang.
There it is.
Jack?
That was the line I was talking
I
about.
heard from the Colonel that you were shot down by the intercept system.
I never thought I'd become the target of my own team. It's hard to believe.
I'm checking the system, but it only seems to get worse. At this rate, the whole ship will be affected. By the way, what happened to Lieutenant Manning? Did the lieutenant bite it or what?
We were separated. I don't know what happened. As for the helicopter pilot, he was attacked by some sort of monster. He's dead.
Monster? What do you mean?
Huh? You didn't see them? The monsters that look like humans?
No, I haven't seen anything. At least not on my way here. The intercept system's gone haywire.
They look like humans
Something
to you.
very strange is happening here. And if we don't figure out what's going on soon... Anyway, the Colonel's on Deck 3. Dr. Noble should be on his way to the lower decks. But I haven't heard from him. For now, we need to join the Colonel.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to open the partition to Deck 2, but I need 2 more activation discs. There are 2 more discs like this one on Deck 1 somewhere. Jack, see if you can find them.
I mean, at least
Meanwhile,
they show
I'll
you.
see what I can find around here.
Though we're really still using floppy disks in the future, right?
Yes, sir.
There should be an ID card in the medical room in this area. Here, take this. You should stock up on medicines in case of an emergency.
Yes, sir.
Alright. So this room is not looking great. There was a lot of bullet holes above our cutscene, which you can't see from this angle. But... I guess we're just gonna wander off now and try to find those discs. I can't remember what he just gave us. He gave us a key, right? To the medical? We also start with some energy drink, which does not look like an energy drink. It looks like a medical drink. I don't know what look does either. I guess we don't have anything we can look at yet. Here's a nice thing, though. Rather than having, like, the Resident Evil shiny items, items just have a little arrow over them, so you don't miss them. DV tape. And A3 ID card. Alright, I gotta stop pressing back, because that's the emulator button, because Dreamcast didn't have a select button. Can we look at the tape? No, I guess we need a digital video player. Alright, well, I think that's all we can do in here. Can we grab a map? There's a diagram of the ship on the wall. Nope. Alright, I already don't remember if we ran into a door that uses the A3 card. I thought they were all A1. A lot of dead folk here. You gonna tell me you didn't run into any of these dead folk on your way to the room? It looks like the body of an officer. The nameplate says Steve Benson. Alright. None of these corpses have anything on them. An iron gate. It looks like it would take a bomb to get it open. I love that off-center jump scare. Oh, there is a map button, okay. But you might notice that rather than having a squid face, he has like a tentacle face. Jack is unfazed by this, he's just going to walk away. Okay, that's how we got in. Okay, this one is A3.
What happened? What's going on?
Man, this zooms in these
Hey,
cutscenes.
are you okay?
Stop! Don't get any closer! Who are you? Are you infected too?
I'm Sergeant Ingles. I'm part of the SPARC team sent to investigate the ship. What are you doing here?
SPARC? You're a little too late. This is not a human anymore. Here, take a look with this.
What is it?
I completely forgot about this, but yeah. Sometimes you will run into people that you need to scan to see if they are actually infected, or if they are normal people. You know, kind of a little bit of the thing going on. But it also has some X-ray vision.
What's going on?
I guess you could say this guy is a carrier.
What is going on? Don't you believe what you see? I am Terry, the ship doctor.
My voice acting makes you see that I am
I
unstable.
was finally able to capture one of these things alive and conduct some experiments, but the ship is already full of them.
What?
I tried to analyze this one, but it's too late. There is nothing I can do. Ark is the cause of everything. Damn!
Hey, what are you doing?
It is all because of Ark.
Ark?
This monster looks like a human, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's an inferior life
We established
form.
that. Not a human. Just keep shooting him in the
Stop.
guts.
Are you crazy?
I'm not crazy.
Shot him so hard that his chains
Perfectly
broke.
sane. And you? Are you really a human? You're not. Ark?
Little bit of that stock scream.
Hey, wait. What are you talking about? What's Ark?
God, I did not remember how
Look
funny these
around you.
cutscenes are. Just
You
with like
have arrived in hell.
the voice acting, the weird
I
zooms.
can't trust anyone anymore. Soon, you too will feel the hopelessness.
And this guy is still going because he just kept shooting him in the gut. I mean, he looks pretty typical zombie, though he's, you know, kind of hobbling at me. Alright, I can't remember if you can lock on. I don't think you can. I think L just switches targets. Well, we got him. How we doing on health? About 3/4. Nice of them to put him directly next to you so he instantly grabs you. Yeah, there's the A1. There's a health drink. But I hope you can see why I want to do a full playthrough of this game for people who haven't seen it before. Record of research.
Medical staff Terry Adams. Captain McGregor called a meeting to discuss the parasitic outbreak on the ship, caused by an explosion in the engine room. The development department has suggested that the parasite may in fact be the ancient organism Ark. I have made several attempts to cure the victims of the parasite, but regardless of what I do, the patients have expired. My efforts have changed from curing the patients to trying to understand what has happened to them. The results of my research are as follows. April 5th. Looking first at a subject whose skin had turned green, I discovered a yet unknown virus. Perhaps this virus also the cause of the patient's violent behavior. April 6th. A member of the crew who came to my office became violent and attacked me without warning. I had to shoot him. After examination of the body, I discovered he was also infected. In this case, there were no visible signs of infection. What am I to do? If I can't tell the difference, I won't be able to trust anyone. April 7th. I have acquired the new BEM 10 scope. With it, I can tell the difference between those who are infected and those who are not. Next, I will capture one and dissect it alive.
I mean, he was probably a little more sane when he wrote that, but Okay, now we got little hopper bugs. Oh no. Also, it does not automatically aim unless they are right in front of you, so I have to actually aim down or it won't snap to these guys. Anything else in here? Nothing useful. Okay, good to know. So now where are we? Oh, okay, this is the only way out. So I guess we want to go back to the yellow room? Or is that indicating a save room? No, this is where the other door was. I do like that you can activate doors from very far away, and Jack will walk over to them. Oh boy, it's busy out here. Busy enough to kill the frame rate. Like an original Dreamcast. Alright. I don't know how to pull out the scope. Oh, it's B. Again, one of those things you can only do by not having pre-rendered backgrounds in a kind of game like this. Similar to Code Veronica having the scoped sniper rifle, the only one in any classic Resident Evil game. I don't know if I'm going the right way. It's really hard to tell with that map. Not a great map. Yeah, there's nothing else out here. This is a door, but not one I can use. Entry from here is not possible. Thankfully, you do move pretty quick, so it's not too hard to get around these environments quickly. He's very careful on stairs, though. He doesn't want to slip. I mean, the nice thing about using the analog stick is it does automatically run. You don't have to hold a button. But, you know, actually, it was one of the other games I tested where the stick felt way too sensitive, but here it seems a lot more usable. With that other game being Blue Stinger, another game that we might do a video on, which is not survival horror, but it is often mislabeled as such. When it's actually just kind of a silly action game with weird mutant monsters. Hold on. Let's check if this tentacle guy is really a monster or not. Yep. Confirmed tentacle heads. It helps that the welder also, like, stuns them when you hit him. So, you can kind of use it effectively. It's super dark in here, though. Also, the welder doesn't ever need to reload. Alright, I probably want to heal now. Oh yeah, there we go. Getting a little bit of that stick drift. I thought that said mid healing drink. You know, this is pretty mid. Alright. So the door I didn't open is over here. I believe that is the A1 door. Ooh. It is very gooey in here.
What?
What? Goo?
On a ship?
Everything's covered with plants.
How wide his eyes got there. Whoa, plants! And a moth. Just a regular moth, though. I guess these are, like, ancient vegetable monsters, aren't they?
Jack, do you copy?
Yes.
What is your current position?
I'm checking the aircraft hangars on Deck 1.
What happened to Leonard?
Leonard? Well, he was attacked and killed by some creature on the flight deck.
Can you read what it's saying on the side
I
there?
couldn't get to him in time. I'm so sorry.
No, there's nothing to apologize about. I was the one who said the flight deck was safe.
Colonel,
It's like a bunch of positive things about Carrier.
You have to concentrate on the mission.
yes, sir.
What happened to the creature that attacked Leonard?
It came down and
Why
attacked
is that
me, so I
there?
killed it.
Are there any more on the flight deck?
The control panel of the elevator was damaged, so I couldn't go up and check. Until I went below, it was just me and Leonard on the flight deck. I don't know where the creature that attacked Leonard came from.
Let's see. Evacuate any survivors to the flight deck. Don't know if it's safe, but
I wonder if that's an emulation error. And it's
Yes,
putting
sir.
something else
Do you
there
have
instead of,
any
like,
idea what's going on?
Jack's
Earlier
face.
in the ship's hospital, I saw a human turn into some sort of monster.
I don't know. Here on Deck 3, they're all over the place. Something really strange has happened here. Conduct your investigation carefully. You should be ready for anything at all times.
Yes, sir.
I guess we're not going to mention the room full of plants. That's not weird enough to rate. Alright, we don't have that many bullets left. I do hear footsteps somewhere. And whatever that sound is. Why don't we take a look? I keep hitting left trigger to aim, but it's right trigger. Okay, not too bad. 2 shots. Alright, now where are we?
Who are you?
I'm Sergeant Ingles.
I didn't have a
I'm
chance
part
to
of the
scan
SPARC
him.
team sent by NTA.
Man, you were lucky to make it this far. Was the intercept system deactivated?
No, it destroyed the helicopter we came in on.
It's hopeless. It's impossible to leave.
Don't give up. We'll deactivate the system somehow. Do you know where it is?
Man, it's in the weapons control room on Deck 6, but it's gonna be hell to get there.
Trust me, we'll get there. Evacuate to the flight deck and wait for help from the command center.
Hey, we're counting on you, Sarge. This should come in handy in your mission.
Alright, I don't know if that's one of the ones I need, or if that's a different floppy. Oh, it's a map floppy. Do we have, like, some kind of a floppy disk PDA? Human? Safe. Okay, he is actually human. Alright, bye. Are you just gonna wander around? Are you following me? Am I supposed to take him back to the flight deck? Okay. We had clearance for that one. He didn't follow me through. I might have to turn up the brightness just a little bit on the emulator. Because everything does look a little dark. A little darker than I think it's supposed to. Not just a bunch of plane models. Someone really likes building planes on this aircraft carrier. Alright, let's watch the DV. We got to watch that much sooner than Kenneth's death tape in Resident
We
Evil.
have a level 1 emergency. Sound the alarm. During a level 1 emergency, the emergency locks are all activated.
I
To
do believe
deactivate
that's the
locks,
captain
you
of the
need a code
Heimdal.
number. Steve, here, take this memo. The locks can be deactivated with this number. Steve, we are going to shoot the Heimdal. Prepare to evacuate immediately.
I believe Steve was one of the bodies we saw, right? That was the named one? And that's the significance there, is that we now have to go back there and look through his pockets for a code we couldn't look for earlier. 2 level 1 energy drinks. And another key. Mission order. To James McGregor, Commander of the Heimdal, from John Rowlands, Commander, NTA Central. Begin your attack on the Southern Cross base using the NFUO-36 unmanned attack craft on the morning of April 1st. In conjunction, send in the Special Forces 1st Division to a point 3 kilometers west of the Southern Cross Alpha base to begin their attack at 1500 hours. The 3rd Infantry Division will bring the mission to an end. The Heimdal and the Special Forces 1st Division are then ordered back to North America. Reference the Southern Cross. There are rumors spreading that a country in the south supports the Southern Cross. With the increase in tension between the North and South, the Southern Cross has become one of the largest anti-North terrorist groups. Reference, the North-South problem. These are a lot of things to add into the orders. 2008. At a meeting of the leaders of developed nations, it was decided that all technical aid and foodstuffs from the North to the South would be restricted in order to preserve the economic stability of the North. 2010. As a result of the policies of the North, the food shortage and unemployment problems in the South became more serious. Soon, several anti-North terrorist organizations began to grow. 2013, the G77, consisting of 77 countries in the Southern Hemisphere, criticizes the UN and the countries of the North on economic and moral grounds. 2014, several of the independent terrorist organizations in the South merged to form the Southern Cross. 2017, there is a military conflict between the US and Colombia. The US assumes a military posture, and the North-South problem is redefined as the US G77 crisis. The US versus all 77 southern countries. 2018, despite resistance from the G77, the US builds a base in Mozambique with the support of the UN. In response, the Southern Cross instigates several terrorist attacks against the US, including an attack on the American embassy in Mozambique. The US putting military bases in other people's countries? Shock and awe. Hey, there's a man back here. Are you real? Are you the same guy? No, definitely not.
Stop!
I'll kill you, every one of you.
Calm down, you're losing it.
What? I'm okay. Friends. Mutants. I killed them all.
You killed your friends?
You can't tell whether or not they're mutant unless you shoot them first.
What?
But he was human. I killed my best buddy.
It's okay. You were in an incredibly stressful situation.
Oh, I don't need your pity. My hands are covered with blood. Oh, I don't care what happens. Just leave me alone.
Don't be stupid. You have to think only about living. Regardless, you have to go to the flight deck and wait for help to come.
If I feel like it, why don't you just go and leave me alone?
I mean, maybe not the best to send this guy with the other survivors we find. You know, in case he decides to shoot them all after all. I like how he's just skulking in the back of this room, though. Alright, I don't know how far we're gonna go beyond this, because we've had some good cutscenes already, and I don't want to go too deep in if I'm going to play it again later. Because then we always end up with, like, an hour-long first episode that is just retreading the first impressions, but kind of a necessity. I'm not going to just continue off of the first impressions. I've only done that once, and that was for the long drive, because not really any continuity. But here, you know, whenever I do an LP, I do want to do a episode 1 proper. Even if it means retreading a lot of the same stuff. Alright, we didn't try this door. Kind of hoping we'd run into a boss. I know there are bosses in this game.
Hey, what happened?
There's
Hey.
something over there.
Was that a gunshot?
Ah!
I don't see anything.
But I do hear something. Oh no. Invisible mutant. I didn't remember that.
What?
Jack's
The
response
scope.
to everything.
What?
He's got some, like, head crab zombie ribs going on. Rib teeth.
I'll take care of it. You stay in the locker.
Alright? Good thing we shot him twice in the cutscene. Okay, they do appear when you shoot him.
It's okay. You can come out.
You're Jack, Bob's brother.
You know Bob? You must be Eddie from Bob's outfit.
You got it.
I'm glad you're okay. Was Bob with you?
I lost track of him when the mutants came.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
it's okay. I'm glad to see you're okay. It's not safe here. You should go to the flight deck.
Okay. Be careful, Sergeant.
Thanks. Hurry.
Yeah.
But what if he's a mutant? We didn't scan him. Alright, well... No, I found some... magazines in a lunchbox? Is that what that is? So, they have those arrows for items, but, like, most of the items seem to be hidden in little containers. I'm glad that most of them are locked, and then the one that I opened had nothing in it. Like, just lock all of them, if that's the case. I think I'm also leaving bloody footprints, which is a nice detail for a Dreamcast game. You know, there's just something about the Dreamcast and how it does 3D models that, like, I feel makes it unmistakably a Dreamcast game. Like, you look at it and you're like, yep, that's a Dreamcast game. Something about how the polygons are always more rounded and the textures are a little less, like, high fidelity than PlayStation textures. Maybe it's the shading. Just something about it. I'm always like, yeah, okay, that's definitely a Dreamcast game when I see one for the first time. I could have sworn the one next to that would open. Nothing but a flight suit. Like, you see how that one next to it has one little line of, like, jaggies that makes it look like it opens? What is this? Oh, it's another machine gun rack. They have emergency machine gun racks all over the boat. Another magazine. Kind of expecting there to be a monster in one of these. Also, what even knocked that guy down? Because it looked like something, you know, something like Big Slam threw him down. Ooh, we got better healing. But yeah, as janky as this is, I do think this is enjoyable enough to play through. It actually doesn't control too badly. So, it passes on the playability scale. And, you know, so far it is entertaining enough.
To deactivate the intercept system, you gotta go to the weapons control room on deck 6. Hey man, be careful.
Alright, I think that's our kind of main goal right now, is to shut off the defense system so we can actually leave or get reinforcements. But I think that'll do it for Carrier for now, because we've already gotten a look at it, we've gotten some good cutscenes, and we have fought some weird planty men. But yeah, like, I'm totally down to play more survival horror games, even if they're janky. You know, we have a large list of PS2 games that I still need to get through. Oh, okay. That's how those work. They eject the ribs at you. What was that? Did you see, like, a big meat fly down the left side of the screen? You can't really rapid fire because you have a little bit of recoil that, like, throws off your aim. So you have to wait for it to retarget.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? I'm too late.
Heimdal.
Hey, what do you think you're doing, dead guy?
Helicopter. By order of NTA Central, immediately deactivate the intercept system and stop the ship. Heimdal, respond. Repeat. Immediately deactivate the intercept system and stop the ship.
I was under the impression that the ship is already stopped because the engine exploded.
This is Sergeant Ingles from SPARC.
SPARC, you okay?
Our helicopter was destroyed during an emergency landing.
Hey, what the hell is going on?
What's going on? Please respond. NTA Central.
That's
Damn.
what I said. What the hell's going on over there? Our Brooklyn dispatcher. Panel to record the status. Okay, there's a save point. So yeah. I am definitely down to play more Carrier in the future, but probably not for a bit, just because I would like to hold off on all LPs at this point until I get my new mic, which is hopefully not too far off. But when I do, we will have many more survival horror games to look at. And even with my current mic, I am going to do a first impressions, I think, on Deep Fear, and maybe Blue Stinger as well, just because I'm in the mood to do some of these old games right now instead of recent releases. But yeah, thanks for joining me here on The Carrier, the Heimdal, with Jack Ingles, and we will return to delve into the mystery of ARC someday. But until then, y'all take care.